Hello everybody. Today I want to talk about the strategy pattern, and then we'll talk about the decorator pattern. The strategy pattern is pretty similar to it's kind of similar to the command pattern that we've been doing. It has a similar feel to it in terms of developing um, classes and pulling code out of switch statements, and um, so we can essentially create plug and play kind of swapping components, so the software is easily modifiable. So let's get started, and well, first I'm going to create a tic-tac-toe model. All right. So we'll create the model, we'll create a board, and then we'll try to create an AI. So we'll try to create a bot, or to play with a human. Um, and first I'm going to code everything inside of a giant function for the AI, and then we'll see how we can split that up into different strategies so the AI can pick. For example, we can have an easy AI, we can have a medium AI, or a hard AI, depending on how we want to play the game. So let's go ahead first, and I will create the model interface for the tic-tac-toe. Okay, so we'll just say new Java class, and I'll call this tic-tac-toe model. This will be an interface, and let's see here, we'll get some getters. So width, height, we'll do get goal. Let's see, what else do we need? We need to get a certain piece to be able to play, to design a strategy. So we'll say piece get piece at, and we'll say in row, in column. So we have to go ahead and create this, probably an enum here, right? We'll say void set piece at int row, int column, so we can set up, play the game. And maybe we'll have like a status, so we'll have status game status to see whether the game is playing, whether the game is over, etc. And maybe we'll have a get winner function, so we'll say piece get winner. Okay, so that's going to be our interface. Let's now go ahead and create some of the enums. Let's say new Java class. We'll call this piece, and will be an enum. Oops, not that. We'll say enum. And for the enum, let's see here, we'll say x, o, or it's empty. And then I'm going to go ahead and override the toString method. So it's going to be easier to print the board, right? So we'll say if this is x, we'll return x. Else if we'll say this is O, we'll return an O, and otherwise I'll just, if it's empty, I'll just return an empty string. Alright, so that's our enum here. Let's go ahead next, and maybe we can do the status. The status is pretty simple. Let's see, that's also an enum, and we'll have here as playing one, or maybe a tie. Okay. What else do we need? I think we need, let's look at the model. Oh, okay. So at this point we're good. So let's go ahead now and create the implementation of the interface. So let's see here, we'll create a new Java class. We'll call this tic-tac-toe model impl. right? And we'll say implement I tic-tac-toe model. We'll do option enter. All right. Let's go ahead and do private final int width, private final int height, private final int goal. I think we're good for now. You can go ahead and create a oops, didn't mean to do that. One for all of them. There we go. It's pretty neat having IntelliJ to do all this for you. And let's check the make sure everything is okay with the parameters. So let's say if width is less than 0, or goal is less, or height is less than 0. If I can actually type the right things here. Or goal is less than 0. I don't know why I keep typing O. Probably because it looks like a 0. We'll say return new illegal argument exception. It says parameter cannot be negative. Parameters. Okay, why is this complaining here? Oh, not return, throw. Okay. The other thing that probably we can do, we can say, hey, if the goal is larger than the width, or the and not if, not or, right? Because you can have diagonals. And the goal is larger than the height. I think this might cause an unwinnable game. We don't have to worry about this, but we'll just put it there. We'll say throw new illegal argument exception. We'll say unwinnable game. Okay, so we got that. We probably need like a game state in the model. So we'll say private. I'm not gonna make. Let's make it final to start with, and then we can change it later if need be. So we'll say status game state. We'll say this dot game state equals status dot. So when we start the game, we're starting playing it. We probably need a let's see what else, a board, right? So let's see how do we wanna do the board. I'll just do the board with a two-dimensional array. So private final, we'll say piece board, all right, and then we'll say here board equals, zoom out a little bit here. Right. So we'll say this dot board equals new piece, and we'll say this dot height, this dot width. Oops. Okay, so the height is how many rows we're gonna have, and the width is how many columns we're gonna have. Okay, and let's go ahead and initialize the board. So we'll say for int. I mean, you can create a like a helper method to initialize the board. I'm just I'm not doing here everything as I would if I had more time, but in this case it will work. So we'll say int r equals 0 for row, int row less than height, row plus plus. I promise I know how to code, and I don't know why I put an int there. And we'll say for int c equals 0, c is less than c for column, right? Width, c++, like the language. And we'll say this dot board RC equals piece dot empty. All right, so we initialize the board here. Let's see, what else do we need? Maybe we want something like to have the winner, so we can say private final piece winner, and when we start the game, I'll make the winner. I don't know if I should make it now, but for now we'll just say make it winner equals. Oops, no, I'm doing C syntax here for now. This would work in C and C++, but not in Java. Okay, that's. I think that's good so far. Let's see, what else do we need here? Let's go ahead and implement these getters here. So get with, return this dot width, return this dot height, return this dot goal for the get p set, right? So the first thing we need to do is I have to say, hey, if row is less than 0, or our row is larger than or equal to, right, because we started 0, larger than or equal to the height, we'll just throw new illegal argument exception. We'll say bad row. Right, and I'm going to do the same thing for the columns. So this dot width, say throw new illegal argument exception, bad call. All right. All right. So that's the error checking, and then we'll say if this is valid, we're gonna go ahead and zoom this out a little bit. We'll return this dot board row column. Okay. Let's go ahead now and do the set piece add. So I'm going to just, I can probably put this in a helper function here. Oh, set piece add, we need to take a piece. Let's go ahead and quickly fix that. We need to take here a player. Okay. Okay. So, oh, we don't have a player. Whoops. Do we not have a player? Maybe, oh, we have a piece. Not a player. Piece. Okay. So, on the piece, and then come here. We'll do piece, set piece. Okay. Alrighty. Let's now. We'll say, hey, if you're trying to play at a certain spot, it should be empty. So let's check if this is empty. Row call. If this is piece.empty, then I'm going to go ahead and well, if it's not empty, I mean we're going to throw the exception. So we'll say throw new illegal argument exception. We'll say board space isn't empty. And then we'll say row plus call. Okay. Plus there. All right, and lastly, we'll say this dot board row column equals the piece. Maybe we can track how many. No, we don't need that. I was gonna say we can track how many moves we need. We have done so far, but at this point, we don't need to. I guess we'll see if we need it later. But what I need to do is I need to figure out if there's a winner. Like if when you play the game, if after you've played, if there's a winner now. So I can say something like this: dot check for winner, or I believe the notes have it as update winner. So we can do that. So let's go ahead and write the update winner. We'll implement these in a second. So I'll say here private void update winner, and then we'll just say here to do. Okay. Game status, we'll say here return this dot game not game state, yeah, game state, yeah, that's the status. Okay, and then we'll say return forget winner. So here's the thing, right? If somebody tries to get the winner while we're playing the game, we shouldn't allow that. So we can say, hey, if this dot game state is equal to playing, what did we call this? Yeah, status. Why is it status dot playing? There we go. Then I'm going to throw a new illegal argument exception. We'll say game isn't over, cannot get winner. Wow. Or cannot get winner. We can say that. Okay. Otherwise, I will just return this dot winner. Okay. So the function that we kind of need to write right now is the get winner function. I think we have everything else that we need, right? So this is if two people were playing the game. So we haven't gotten to the part where the AI is going to. We haven't written the code for AI yet. I'll stop this video right now because it's getting kind of long. And then in the next video, we're gonna go ahead and write our update winner here. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.